Welcome back to Flowworks. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. This I have in my hand is my daughter's GCSE art piece. She was the only student to concentrate on textiles. She's really into textiles. She absolutely loves crocheting, and yeah, this is what she created, which is quite amazing actually. There's absolutely loads of detail in there. But yes, she passed her GCSEs with flying colours, especially in art as well. And we managed to get hold of the piece of art once the exams had finished. And she wants this mounted on her wall in her bedroom. And I do believe this piece does deserve a really nice frame as well. That is today's job. We're going to make a lovely picture frame for my daughter's piece of art. Right, step one to this process is I've got a piece of, I think it's 6mm MDF, and that's been cut to size. I got my local timber merchant to cut this. They had an offcut as well, which was really handy. And they actually don't charge anything to cut sheet material to size. You just pay for what you need, which is absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that's cut to size, and that will eventually be mounted to the piece of art. And what I've done is I measured a few mil. So there's a gap. You can see that at the bottom. There's that sort of distance all the way around it. She wanted the effect of the different pieces of fabric material to be hanging over the frame as well. That was quite important. But yeah, the backing board needed to be just about 20mm. I think it was about 15 to 20mm gap all the way around. But we're going to be mounting that later. So the first step, we're going to need to cut profile frame to go all the way around this MDF, and then we're going to stick it onto this MDF. Just like the last picture frame we made, we're going to make it exactly the same way. So we're going to make it out of pine. I think this was 25mm by 45mm, I believe. And yeah, this is going to be mounted all the way around, but we need to put a 45-degree cut, first of all, on that end. And then we'll do the same. We're going to mark this, cut that one, mark this, cut this one till we go all the way around. And then we're just going to simply glue it to the front edge of this board, and we're just going to simply glue the edges to the frame. It doesn't need to be overly strong, and to be honest, I mean, a lot of people do reinforce their joints on the corners, but once it's glued, it's completely fine. It's not going anywhere. And it also stops you having to fill whatever mechanical fixing that you put through each corner as well. So yeah, we're just going to rely on some heavy wood glue, and then we're going to do some kind of finish to this timber as well to give it the finished look. So I filmed this one back in February, and as you can see, it was really cold outside. And out the back was some muntjac deer. I think there was 4 at the time. And as I made my way to my garage, I was thinking I need to convert this garage. So stick around in this video. I'll sort of give you an update of where I am with that. As I was sorting my saw out, it gave me time to reflect back on the last sort of 5 years. I actually made a video with my daughter Evelyn. Here is a little clip. This is the reason why.
I've even got painty hands.
I'm clean. So believe it or not, that was 5 years ago, and I think I'm looking a lot older already. But I just wanted to say how proud I am at this stage of my daughter. She is really into crocheting and making her own clothes. She's created this brand called Blossom, and she's also come up with a little logo herself. So I think she's following in the footsteps of her dad, so couldn't be more proud. I loosely lay the frame around the outside of the board just to check everything fits. And then it was time for the famous bang clamp, and there'll be links in the description to this video of all the tools that I use and the glue, etc. And just as I'm clamping this up, here is a little update of the garage. So this is me back in sort of February, and I want to sort of turn this garage into a bit of a print workshop. I ended up hiring this plasterboard lifter. It was the only way to sort of get big sheets up there easily. But yeah, it's a bit of a mission because, as you can see, the garage is absolutely full of stuff. And what I'll do is I'll keep you updated in the next course of videos with where I'm at with developing this garage into a workshop. And with that, it was time to add the Gorilla Glue to the edges of the frame and glue that to the backing board. And then using the band clamp just to tighten everything up, and then also go around and take off the excess glue. That was left to dry overnight, and it was time to come back and realise that my band clamp is completely glued to the corners. Then with a sharp knife, it was time to cut away the excess glue that built up on all the edges. It also spilled out on the inside of the frame as well, so I had to sort of cut that away. And then with an additional sanding block, I went round and sanded away all the glue. And this is how the corners started to take shape, nice and crisp. It was then time for a little bit more sanding just to refine all the edges, just to make sure it's completely smooth. And being that proud dad, I just wanted to create a frame that was just as perfect as my daughter's art piece. I then went back into the garage and found a whole new tin of Leyland Trade acrylic primer undercoat. This is quite an inexpensive primer paint, and as I opened it, I just dropped the whole lid in the paint. And then it was a case of just going around and painting the whole frame. It's pretty important that you prime your wood. If you just went on with paint, you'd sort of see bleed through of the actual wood itself. So yeah, make sure you prime your wood. Then once that was dry, which it does dry really quick, it was time to give it an additional sand just to knock down any of those high spots. Then whilst I was doing the garage, I managed to find nearly a whole tin of eggshell, which is downpipe colour by Farrow Ball. I really do like Farrow Ball paint. This one's specially made to go onto wood, so it gives a really nice finish, and it isn't a solvent based paint, it's a water based paint, so it makes cleaning your brushes after you've used it really easy. You just use soapy warm water to get rid of the paint. Once that dried, as you can see, there was loads of brush marks, so it was time to give the paint another stir and give it a second coat. I was at this stage thinking, it's probably going to need 3 coats, but in actual fact, it only needed 2 coats. This one gave it the complete coverage after that second coat. So there's that paint again by Farrow Ball, and as you can see, the corners come out really nice and crisp. It was then time to mark up the back of the board. I wanted just a simple hole in the back so I can mount this to the wall. And then I used some gallery brown tape just to cover up that excess glue, just to smarten up the back, make it into a proper frame. This tape's really good. It's a gallery tape, so it's ultra sticky, and it's used by framers to make the back of canvases and frames, etc. And then one extra little detail, I do like using these little foam sticky pads, and these just protect your walls when you're hanging your paintings. Then it was time to pull out the black marker and just put a little message on the back of this piece for years to come. As you can see, I didn't paint the inside, and this is the big moment to see whether this fits. As you can see, it fits absolutely perfect, so it's time to take it back out. And I measured the shadow gap that was around the edge of the painting, because the way I'm going to mount this is with a hot glue gun. So it's time to pull out my very old glue gun, which is, yeah, getting on a bit. I think I need a new one. It just takes absolutely ages to heat up. And then it was that final time to place the artwork in on the hot glue. I was just paranoid that I didn't catch any of the fabrics underneath the piece of art. Well, that completes the frame to my daughter's GCSE art piece. And I've got to say, I think it works really well. I like the grey against the different greens that she's used in her art piece. So I think that really works, makes the artwork pop and sort of gives it a frame as well. And I'm also liking how all these different materials and textures are hanging over the frame as well. Well, there's only one more thing left for me to do, and that is to go and show my daughter the frame and put it up in her bedroom, because she's been asking me to make a frame for her piece of art probably for about 2 months now. So yeah, it's about time I go and show her the finished frame. So let's go and see what she says. Evelyn, I've finally finished your frame.
Oh my god, that actually looks so good!
Alright.
Yeah. Colours are nice.
A little bit wet still.
Oh.
It's alright, it's dry, but a little bit tacky.
Did you just call my work tacky?
No, the frame's tacky. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's so nice. It's like a deep, what's it called?
I thought
box.
it complements the greens and that.
Oh, that's well nice. Thanks, Dad.
And then I wrote that on the back for you.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
I don't know. No, we need a little bit of glue there.
What? Oh yeah.
Oh, actually, that actually looks pretty good there.
Does it?
Wait, let me. As if I'm coming.
Well, after all that placement in the bedroom, it ended up going on a completely different wall, but at least she's happy and it's on the wall. Thanks again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do give this one a like and subscribe if you're into art. I know this one was a little bit different, but I hope it's encouraged you to make your own picture frames for your pieces of art. Take care for now, keep creating, and I'll see you in the next video.